As we all know, the world around us is fractured, and there is an urgent situation to address anti-Semitism, there's an urgent situation to address conflict, and there's an even more urgent situation to really try to make peace in the world and bring people together.
So many months ago, while we were all witnessing the battle in Israel dubbed Operation Guardian of the Walls, I, like many of us in this room, was forced to remove, wipe out, and erase from my Twitter account, Facebook account, and Instagram a great number of people that I had rubbed shoulders with at work and people who I had been friends with for many years. People that I thought I knew and had respected. I would often engage in these back and forth arguments about Israel, and within a few tweets or messages, I was always the Zionist or the racist. I came across Rudy on Instagram. I began to follow him. My friend Vanessa, living in Israel, sent me his Instagram account and told me to follow, and I did. She said, "You need a new perspective, a new voice in your head, one that would warm your heart." At first I thought, he's too young for me to be following, a 27-year-old chatich. But I was immediately drawn in. Like everyone who watches Rudy work, his dialogue was inclusive, modern, calming, and hopeful.
So first I'll share a little bit about my personal story and what got me into becoming an activist in the first place. Sometimes we have to go through a very hard, traumatic, anti-Semitic experience to rise up and become a strong Zionist, but for me that was at the age of 7. I took a trip to London with my mom and my younger brother. We got onto the red tour bus that does the tour of London. And as we got onto the bus, my mom was wearing a shirt in Hebrew that said Emet, which in Hebrew means truth. It was a Kabbalistic shirt that she bought in Tzfat. And the bus driver noticed my mom's shirt and says, "Excuse me, is that written in Jewish?" Mom says, "No, it's written in Hebrew, but it's the language of the Jewish people, if that's what you're asking." It's like, "Oh, so you guys are Jews?" It's like, "Yeah, we're Jews, what's the problem?" He's like, "Get off my bus. I don't want any Jews on my bus." My mom, with a fire sign that she is, she said, "Absolutely not. I don't know who you think you are. We're not getting off this bus." And he got up, grabbed my mom, and threw her off. And I still have this image ingrained in my mind of 7-year-old me not knowing what to do with my mother falling down with her bags in her arms, and me wanting to do something but not knowing what to do. And everything went by so quickly and so slow at the same time. People got involved. The guy eventually got arrested. But that moment changed my life. The first thing it did for me is it taught me who I was, because I realized that it didn't matter where I was born, grew up, lived in, traveled to, resided in, what passport I have, I was a Jew. The story of Israel is a story of a 4,000-year-old native people that came from Judea, that were physically and forcibly displaced by a Western white imperial nation called the Romans. During their displacement, they maintained a constant presence in their homeland, and after thousands of years of extermination and persecution, they created the most successful indigenous liberation movement that ever existed, where for the first time in history, a native people decolonized their land, revived their civilization, revived their language, and are shown as an example for all indigenous and minority peoples around the world.